how do you feel now? So relaxed, so calm,
Yeah.
and no reactive. The body felt good, and there's a center that does this now. And I went to a Mind Body Spirit Expo about 2 years ago and seen this demonstration, and I was blown. You know, I said, wow, this is something else. So they offered people the same, you know, if they wanted to come for one. But you come in for these treatments, and you actually start using the front part of your cerebrum more than others. So I wondered if you knew anything about that.
There's a amygdala stimulation that you can use. It's called feathering to bring more energy to the frontal lobe. And there's all kinds of things out there. If you tried it and it worked for you, that's great.
I didn't try it, I was too scared.
So we're gonna
And I didn't want to embarrass myself.
Do you
on
want
the
a
table.
handout?
No.
Okay. Okay. Any questions about the dowsing with the pendulum and energy work? Because the other thing I do is with the L rods, and I haven't used these in a while actually. How many use the L rods? Awesome. And what, in general, what do you use them for?
Showing people their energy fields.
Showing people their energy fields. What else?
Finding things around the house if I...
Finding things. And what else?
Well, she said it already.
Finding
lost
things.
objects.
I'm just going to grab some water real quick. I have, go ahead.
You can find energy lines in the air and going through a room and change the polarity to be more positive.
Okay.
If there was a fight or something, you can see the energy that's left over.
Okay. Yes.
Well, we once had a very good dowser that came in here, and he gave us all copper little dowsing rods, and we were trying to find the energy, the ley lines coming through here. And one was coming through this window, and I picked it up, and wow, they started spinning around. So we just had fun with it, but that's probably the most.
Has anybody thought about using the L rods to speak to spirit? Are you guys okay with a demonstration?
Yes.
Okay, I want to make sure that it's okay with everybody. So, and I haven't actually spoken to spirit in a while, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to bring in my guides. Okay, so we don't want to bring any dead people. One thing that you do want to be careful of, if you do start to experiment with using the L rods to speak to spirit, you want to be careful of saying, are there any spirits here that want to communicate with me? You just open the window so wide.
There
Okay.
are plenty of astral nerds out there.
There are, just like there are people with an intention to hurt or use or manipulate, there are all kinds of energies out there with an intention to use, hurt, or manipulate. So you want to set your intention to, if you're working with somebody, to only speak to the energies of past loved ones. That's it. You don't want to be bringing in other energies. So the first thing that I do is ground myself, ask for my guides to come in for protection, and I talk to my rods, show me a yes. So crossing is a yes, show me a no. So that's a no. So basically communicating with spirit is yes and no questions. Yes, thank you, no. Okay? And basically these rods have those plastic things, and I try not to touch this one here. And I want to keep a very open, with no intention to have the answer to the question that I'm asking. So, are my guides here? Thank you. How many guides are here? 1? Yes. 2? Yes. 3? Yes. 4? No. 3? Yes. Okay, so I have 3 guides here, and they're the guides that I use to help in my healing work. So, any questions about this? Again, the only thing that I really want to warn you against, okay, so this spinning around here means that an energy has come in and wants to communicate, okay, and my guides have let them through. So, is this an energy related to anyone, a spirit related to anyone in this room? Show me a yes or a no. So it's a yes. Is it male? No. Is it female? Yes. There's an energy spirit that's connected to a female here. Yes. There's an energy spirit that's connected to a male here. No. So there's an energy spirit that's connected to a female here. Can you point in the direction where the female is, please? someone over here. It's either one of you four. So, let's ask this. What age is the person that you want to speak to? Oh no, we don't want to do age. Is it the woman in the white? Yes. Is it the woman in the green? No. Is it the woman in the brown? No. Is it the woman in the black? No. It's the woman in the white. Yes. So it's the woman in the white. So we have an energy here that's connected to the woman in the white. See, I've never met you before. What is your name? Carol. Carol. Is the energy that's connected to the woman in the white family? Yes. Is the family member female? Okay, that took a minute, but it is yes. Is the energy male? Okay, no. Is the energy female? Yes. So I confirm, and again, I'm keeping myself clear. I have no intention as to what this energy is trying to tell me. I'm just allowing the energy to use the rods for communication and keeping an open channel without my own intention. Does that make sense? Okay. So is the energy that's connected to the woman in the white from, do you have any questions? Okay, so it's going back and forth, like, all right, ask the question already. Related to her mother's side? No. Related to her father's side? Okay, so it's a female related to your father's side. Okay.
Do I know this female?
Does she know this female? Yes.
Okay.
Was it his mother? It was his mother. Did you know his mother?
Yes.
She's passed.
Yes.
Yes. So she's saying, yes, that's me. So,
Get hardly believe
she's
that.
here.
Okay.
And you know, the most important thing is to ask yes, no questions. You cannot ask open-ended questions when working with spirit, because all you have is yes and no. And again, be sure you ask the rods to show you what a yes is. This is a yes for me. It might not be a yes for you. And show me what a no is. And this is a no for me. So for you, it might be completely different. I tried using this with the pendulum. It just takes too freaking long. With this, I'm getting almost an immediate
Ask one more
response.
question. Is it my grandmother, yes or no?
Is it Carol's grandmother? Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So it went right to a yes. Okay. Is there anything that you want to ask? You can ask anything, and I can form it into a yes or no
Just
question.
knowing the woman herself as my grandmother, she was totally unspiritual and, sort of doesn't follow what I would have expected as a spirit guide. So it's very interesting.
She's not my spirit guide.
For me.
Oh, she is your spirit guide. Is she her spirit guide? I'm getting kind of a,
Yeah, I don't
not
know.
really.
Just sort of here.
Just checking you out, seeing how you doing.
Okay. Yeah, 'cause I.
Off to other things probably, you know.
Interesting.
So, any questions about using the L rods and speaking to spirit? Have you ever, yes,
Well, I just
Angela.
would like to point out one thing when you said that, is the interesting thing about people is before they incarnate, they have the soul's mission that they want to perform on earth. When you come to earth, they very often forget it, and they may end their life as a crotchety old person. But when they return to spirit, they once again reconnect to their soul purpose that they'll need to do next time, and they often will come back to make compensation to their loved ones if there was some kind of discord. They've lost the human imperfections and they're working from spirit now, so sometimes they come back just to perform from spirit what they couldn't perform when they were on earth.
And I asked if she's going to come back, and I got a yes. So do you have children?
Yes,
Yes. And you have a daughter?
yes.
Yes. She wants to come back through your daughter. If not, then there's always,
Yeah.
that's where she's at right
My
now.
daughter's older.
Yeah.
so-
Does she have children?
No.
Okay.
Oh, that's a possibility.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, any questions about using the L-Rod to connect with spirit? And you can find these great energy lines. And just remember, as we leave this physical body, we're energy.
I was talking to somebody during break and they had a question about the time of birth that they had. Are you able to determine the time of birth that someone had with that?
I personally don't like to play with prediction because there's so many circumstances that can, interfere with that. The doctor's best prediction is probably the best thing. Is that what you're talking about? When
Somebody
a
that
person
was
is
already
born?
born, but they didn't know their time of birth, can you say, was I born at 10 a.m.? I guess
Oh my
not.
gosh, absolutely. You can use the pendulum for that, and you can make a grid, morning or night, get a yes. Then you can narrow it down to 12 hours instead of 24 hours. So, and the best thing to do is use the military system where 1300 hours is 1 p.m. So that's the best thing to do when you're in the night, it's 1300 hours. That kind of thing I personally found, because I got it a little bit more accurate. But yes, absolutely, and the pendulum is great for that. Any other questions?
The map,
Thank you.
how do you douse on a map if you wanna relocate?
What you have to do is start big, and you'll have to get different maps as you get smaller. So you'll have like a map of the United States to find out where the state is. Okay, I got the state. Now you need another map of the state. Is it northern, southern, eastern, western?
Much easier now with an iPad.
Absolutely, use the iPad, that's what it's there for. An iPad or a Droid tablet, where you can kind of open it up to make it bigger.
Or just fold it in 4 or 8 and then go about it, right? It's the same.
You can, but as you start to pinpoint, when you're pinpointing,
Narrow.
you're making the arrow, where you're looking for, smaller, but you want to make the area bigger.
Right,
Does that make sense?
right, right.
Yeah, so definitely use a map. If you're starting really, really big, like on the globe, you'll definitely have to get different maps that have a lot more detail. Because if you have a lot of detail on a big map, you're just going to get lost, okay?
No, with the Dowsing, it points exactly.
Yes, you want to get
But the scale of the map is
like
important.
if you have a very detailed map of the city of Chicago and Illinois,
Right,
and the Dowsing takes you right to Chicago.
right.
Well,
Then
now you need a
have to
map of
get
Chicago.
Bigger Chicago. Right.
Yes,
Right, right.
that's exactly, yeah.
But there is another way to douse too that I hear that I haven't done it with the lines. What is it called?
The grids.
No. The lines that go
Latitude,
like
longitude?
latitudes and longitudes.
Yes, with the grids,
Yeah.
the earth grids. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. You can definitely try it, play with it, just like Lee was playing with, dowsing with the coins and stuff like that. Experiment with it. And then the thing with experimenting is you want to be able to recreate that experiment. So Lee has been recreating it and having the same result. So experiment with it and recreate it, definitely. Any other questions? Thank you for the opportunity to show you what I do with my healing work and speaking with spirit. Yes?
Where do you do your work?
I have an office in Oswego, Illinois. I do private practice there, craniosacral. I do have business cards, thank you. I shall definitely give you one. Yes, ma'am?
Have you been able to find lost people or work with police department?
I did some work with that, a police officer who is also a psychic medium. For me personally, I would rather speak to spirit through my guides. I don't like spirits coming to me and saying, hey, I'm here, I need help. Woo! I prefer not to go that route. I'd rather help people here and now, energetically, change the path, go in a different direction if they choose, heal from the inside out. There are those that do psychic mediumship work, but I personally started down that path and I didn't like how it felt in
So
my
you had a
body.
Whoopi Goldberg experience.
You could say that, and one that hung around that wasn't invited, so. Yeah, no, I'll pass on that.
Where is Oswego?
Oswego is near Naperville. If you take 34, there's Naperville, Oswego, then it goes out to Yorkville.
Oh, where there
So-
be dragons, okay.
Yes, it's right at the edge of existence,
Yeah,
right there, where
okay.
71 just kind of cuts off all existence, so,
Uh-huh.
yeah. So any other questions? Yes?
I know of somebody who suffers from insomnia every night between 2 and 4. There must be an energy field involved somehow.
There could be, or there could be electromagnetic fields in the room That's, from electronic equipment, maybe they have a cell phone too close to their bed, that kind of thing. It could be any number of things.
In Chinese medicine, that's a particular organ system too, so.
2 to 4, I believe it's the spleen, but
Liver.
the liver.
Liver
is at 3 o'clock.
So the liver is 3 o'clock, yeah, so it could be the gallbladder too, but like we talked about in the beginning, get into the habit of having some kind of de-stressing ritual before you go to bed, because the energetic state that you go to sleep in is the energetic state that you're gonna wake up in. So if you can get yourself and your energy calm and centered, you're gonna wake up with less stress in the body. And stress is the #1 killer for us. So ground yourself, use your dowsing rug, use whatever means you can to ground and center, okay? Yes?
Just a reminder, April 21st, Earth Day, and they're recommending everybody around the world unplug all your electromagnetic radiation that's
Yes.
pouring into your home, influencing you on a daily basis.
Absolutely, I highly recommend that. If there's no other questions, thank you for having me.